fun. Hi guys, welcome to Grace Report, and today is a very serious topic. I'm sure it's all over the news. No one is excused. No one cannot say they haven't heard about this topic. We are going to be talking about the Nicki Minaj and her husband and Jennifer Hough. Ooh! That's a heavy one. So we're going to be talking about them today. As you guys know, Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth, who she's been married to now for I think it's like a year going on or 2 years. So that's her husband. Well, he's in the news. He is trending all over in every network because he's been accused of taking the cookie without asking. I'm not going to say the R word on my show because that is a trigger word for a lot of people who have been sexually assaulted. Okay? I hope I could say that. Okay? Because a lot of people have been through a lot in their own personal journeys, and saying certain words can really trigger them. And I want to be sensitive to that. You understand what I'm saying? So today we'll be talking about that. That's a serious thing. It's all over the blogs. Jennifer, as you know, told her stories on Daytime Tea Time, which, shout out to them. She told it there, I think 2 years ago, she told her story. And now mainstream has picked it up. So now it is worldwide. So as we know, Nicki Minaj is a global superstar. Let's not act dumb. If you do not know Nicki Minaj, your cable has been out for quite some time. Okay? So listen. Nicki Minaj is a phenomenal lyricist. She is the best to have ever done it, in my opinion, as far as a female is concerned. So she's well known. Now, with this story, I feel like all her hard work, everything that she has worked hard for, is now at the bottom of the pool. Because now, the main thing that everyone is talking about is her husband and how he violated this woman, Jennifer, when she was 16 and allegedly he was 15. I want to be very careful what I'm saying pertaining to this case because it's still unfolding as we go along. As you know, Jennifer, she went onto The Real and she told her story publicly. And basically what she was saying in the story was she was being bullied. They was trying to get her to recant her story. They was trying to get her to say, girl, that didn't happen. You lying. And they was trying to get her to just back down and be packed away. And she said, no, I will not go. So she's standing up for herself and she's fighting for what happened to her. Now, let me tell you something. A lot of people do not believe her. A lot of people saying, well, girl, this happened back in 1994. That's over 20 years. To be precise, it's 26 years, right? So it's a long time ago. You have kids who were born 1994. You have babies who are now adult that were born 1994. So you're thinking to yourself, why now? And why is it because he's attached to Nicki Minaj? Is it because, she knows that Nicki Minaj has a lot of money? Why now? Why does it take so long? Listen, you and I cannot decide when a victim should come forth. Let's be very clear about that. We cannot say, okay, you know what? You were assaulted by Tommy back in 85. Now it's 2005. Girl, I don't know how to tell you this, but the time to complain and the time to be out there, it has passed. That ship has sailed. You cannot do that to people whose body has been taken from them without their permission. That's a very serious thing we're talking about here. So now she's on The Real, telling her story. She has one of those lawyers, the same lawyer that was with Tiny and Teeny. What's her name? T.I. girlfriend, wife, Tiny, right? And we don't even know what became of that case because there was alleged that Tiny and T.I. was out there doing the most to young girls, sedating them and having their way. So we don't even know what happened with that. But put that to the side, okay? Back to Jennifer, Petty, and Nicki, okay? So now she was on The Real telling her story, and she was letting the world know that I'm not going to shut up anymore. I'm going to let it be told. And a lot of people, listen, I'm not here to judge and I'm not here to choose sides. I'm not. I listen to other podcasts. I listen to other YouTubers. And some of them, they could not wait for this story to come up so they could dig their claws into it and dissect Nicki Minaj. I'm not here to dissect Nicki Minaj. And I'm not here to cast judgment on nobody. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not here for none of that. I'm here to listen, to do critical thinking, and to make a sound statement and do sound reporting. By the way, please report and please subscribe to the channel. You tried it. Ooh, you tried it. You understand? Support this channel, guys, and just subscribe. It's free. So yeah. So she went on the reel. She was looking like, you know, like when you throw cold water on a dog and they just like, ooh, ooh. She was very afraid. She was very afraid. I feel she was afraid when I was watching the interview because it was, listen, if you've never watched the reel before, because I stopped watching the reel once Tamar Braxton left, but if you've never, you know, got back to that show, I'm sure this topic made everyone like, whoa, what's going on? I want to take front seat. You know what I'm saying? So she went on the reel and she was telling her story and she was talking about how they was bullying her, how people in her camp, and how she spoke to Nicki Minaj, and how Nicki Minaj was basically trying to tell her, listen, girl, you know, you need to recant the story because, you know, this is going too far. Whatever Nicki Minaj was telling her, she was just talking to her woman to woman, and the girl was telling her, listen, you know, like, I'm not about to do this. I'm not going to go back and say it didn't happen. It happened to me. And listen, something happened. Okay, let's be clear. Something happened. She didn't wake up one day and say, oh, it's Friday, I'm going to make up a story about Kenneth Petty. Something happened to this woman. Whether it was to that extent or not, something happened and he was involved. Can we at least start there? Can we at least take the fact that Nicki Minaj is a phenomenal, beautiful superstar, rich, and have all the money in the world? She needs to send me $20 or $25 at this point. But can we put that to the side and just look at the human in both parties? Nicki Minaj is a human being. Kenneth Petty is a human being. That's one party. And Jennifer and her team is another party. Can we at least say something happened? Can we at least all agree on that? He was convicted and he was in jail for a period of time. Now, when everything became news to Nicki Minaj, you know, husband and wife, they pillow talk. So I'm sure he told her all this. But before we get to the pillow talk, let's get to the pillow walk. Now, before they got married, I'm thinking to myself, and this is just an everyday me thinking, right? Nicki Minaj, we're talking about somebody who's been in the game for over 10 years. This is somebody who's experienced. This is somebody who is smart, who's intellectual. We're talking about the brain side of things now, not just the beauty. Now, you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute here now. She went back to her own neighborhood to give her a turkey, okay? All right. And that's when everything rekindled with her and Kenny. Now, you're thinking to yourself, you have so much to lose because you've worked so hard for it. Do you guys think, because everybody's saying she must be one slow turtle going up the hill with honey underfoot if she didn't check out Kenny's background and see what she was getting herself into. Everybody's saying, oh, she didn't check it out. She's stupid. She's this, she's that. Listen, you trying to tell me that the Nicki of the Minaj did not do a background check and was not aware that this man had all these issues and situation? She's Nicki Minaj. Whoever she's with, everybody's going to start digging into that person's past. Of course she knew this was about him. Of course she knew this about him. Of course. How could she not have? How could she not have? So for people saying, I believe she did. I believe she did. How could she not have known? This is somebody that she grew up with. She must have had to make a couple of calls or know somebody from the neighborhood to be like, yo, what's the tea on Kenny? Girl, I don't know how to tell you this, but yo, Kenny Girl, he went to jail for such and such. And girl, they say he even was in some type of altercation and somebody got killed. You know, somebody had to give her the tea. Somebody. Come on, let's put on our thinking caps and let's do critical thinking. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not understanding how people are ready to throw this girl under the bus. She wasn't the one who assaulted this woman. Yes, her husband is attached to her. But, you know, I feel like Nicki Minaj is at a point in her life. She done had a baby with this man, right? She's done put a lot of money into this man. You see how he dresses and his skin looks very refined. So that's that good moisturizer. Always swipe up. And, and she says she loves him. Now, when a woman is in love with a man, I mean, when she really is in love with him, man, listen. She will Bonnie and Clyde the situation. I promise you. Okay? So I feel that's where she's at. She's found somebody who's down for her, who loves her. And she also said in one of her Queen radio, I would play it on here, but it's so much curse in it. And I don't want to get flagged. But basically what she was saying in one of her Queen radio episodes was people were saying that, you know, how dare you date Kenny? How dare you allow him to be in your life after, you know, he's like a black boy. He's like a B-boy. You know what I'm saying? How dare you allow him to be in your life? You could have picked somebody better. So she went on a rant and she was saying, how dare you guys try to tell me who to be with? I listen, once I found out that, what in the heck is on my lashes? Once I found out that she was with Kenny, listen, it's never my case. It's never my journey to tell somebody who to date and who to be with. That's never my thing. If you and I are cool and you come to me, you be like, Grace, yo, you know, Tay-Tay's acting up. What you think? I'm gonna give you my advice, but I would never ultimately tell you to stay, to go, or whatever. But I'm gonna give you the advice that if I was in that situation. Now, listen, listen. You have people who are convicted of heinous crimes. And what he was convicted of was bad. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit here and put gravy on it and eat it up. What he got convicted of was straight wrong. But they said he did his time. But then they said he didn't register as a surrender, as the SO, okay? He didn't register as one of those. So that's where the problem started happening for him. But like, I was listening to one of my favorite YouTubers, Mob Radio, and she said, you know what? Nicki Minaj should have held handle on this from the beginning when everything started hashing out. And she's 1,000% right. Shout out to her. You understand? So I'm not understanding why did this go as far as now national television. From what I'm understanding, they was trying to offer this $20,000. First, the lady said, oh, you know, I want to give you $20,000. She said $20,000 was in her lap. And now she says, you know, her camp offered me $20,000. So now you're like, okay, who offered you the $20,000? Was it the camp or was it Nicki specifically? You know what I'm saying? Because that's important, you know? And she's saying it was the camp. Now I'm going to play a little tape, a little video of what she was saying about the $20,000. And take a look at what she said about the $20,000. And then we're going to continue.
The last incident was when one of their associates put $20,000 on my lap. And I still kept saying no. The last message I received was that I should have taken the money because they're going to use that money to put on my head.
Okay, as you can see in that first clip, she was talking about the $20,000. This $20,000 even got brought up in her interview that she did on The Real. So she was saying that with the $20,000, that's what Nicki Minaj offered her. She was saying Nicki Minaj offered her $20,000. Now, let's be clear. Let's be very clear. And let's be very precise. You are worth how much millions or billions of dollars at this point? $20,000. The PPP loan, that's what people were scamming the government for $20,000. She could have got it with a PPP loan. So I'm thinking if Nicki Minaj was going to offer her some type of money, I'm thinking it should have been way more. You know, because she probably like, I went through a lot. And let me tell you something about people who have been assaulted by a man or even by the same sex. It's never something you forget. Okay? You never forget when somebody violates your body. Okay? You could be 1,000 years old. You will never forget. So can I come down on this woman? No, I cannot, and I will not. It's going to go to court, and everything is going to come out in the wash. It's going to come out in the wash. Whether she was telling the truth, or whether she was lying, or whether she's just in this for the money. Because from what I'm hearing, she won $15 million. My God. That is an amazing payday. So she do want some type of money from this situation. Can you blame her? What else could she want from this situation? It's like double jeopardy. Can he be retried and go back to jail again? I don't think so, right? So now she just wants, the next best thing is for her to get some money from it. So I just hope that everything's just come out, because Nicki Minaj is looking crazy. Everybody is talking bad about her. Like I said, I'm not here to talk about her in a bad way. I'm just giving the facts, what I heard, what I read about, and that's all I'm here to give. I'm not here to talk bad about her. I'm really, really not. But I am here to state that if somebody violates you as a woman, take your cookie without you sharing it or giving it to them, that is a problem. And that needs serious attention. And that's what this situation is getting. Something happened to this woman. We cannot defer from that situation, or from that fact, rather. Because for her to come up on national TV and make this up, then she would have to be evaluated and tucked away like a UPS package. So something happened to this woman, and we cannot cast judgment. We have to do critical thinking and put yourself in both shoes. Put yourself in Jennifer's shoes and put yourself in Nicki Minaj's shoes. You're married to this man. You have a family with him. Are you going to leave, or are you going to stay and fight to the end with him? According to Nicki Minaj, I don't think she's going anywhere. I think she's going to stay with Kenny Petty. Because I feel she feels she's found somebody who can protect her, who makes her feel safe, and who loves her for who she is outside of the money. I'm sure the money does help though, okay? Let's be very clear. So we have to do our own thinking. We cannot just base everything off, well, you know what I'm saying, she's Nicki Minaj and this girl should have reported this thousands and thousands of years ago. And I'm just telling you, that's not fair. A lot of people was dragging her in the comments, and there was, a lot of Barbs, that's Nicki Minaj people. The Barbs was dragging her from here to Mississippi. You understand? And I don't think that's fair, guys. I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. Not because I like you, or not because I like Nicki Minaj. She's a human being. You guys, she's human being. So you can't sit up here and say, oh, this woman is this woman is that. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. So let's be very sympathetic to people. Yes, she was on the reel looking like a puppy that just got wet with cold water. But maybe she was reliving it in her mind like, damn, this man really did this to me. So she was reliving those thoughts and everything again all over again. You understand? So we just want to be sympathetic to people who come out and share their story. And whether you was assaulted, whether somebody took your cookies without you giving it to them, that is your story to tell. And if any one of you guys that has ever happened to, I would be glad to take your interview and to find out what happened, and to, somebody, a safe place that you can talk to and someone you can speak to. Me. Okay? So leave your comments. Leave your comments below, and be sympathetic to people who have been through these traumatic situations. It's not easy. It's not easy for anyone, any woman who have been through this. It's not an easy thing. It's not easy when somebody's taking stuff that doesn't belong to them without your permission. It's not easy. And it's not something you ever forget. If you were ever assaulted by a man, you will never forget it. If you get your hair pulled across the room, you won't forget it, much less. Can you imagine? My God. And we just pray that this thing comes out in the wash and it just gets be done with, and she gets her justice, and everybody's just good at the end of the day. But can Nicki Minaj bounce back from this? Can she truly bounce back from this? I'm not sure. And a lot of people were saying, I'm not going to listen to Nicki Minaj music no more. Nicki Minaj this, Nicki Minaj that. Listen, we all have done things for a man that people look at you and say, girl, you is a complete fool. Right? We all have done there or been there in some way or sort. So, is she a fool because she's riding for her husband, the father of her child, who I feel like he loves her? I feel like that. I don't know them personally, but just when he shows the PDA, it seems genuine. And we're hoping that everything works out for both sides. They can come to a deal, or they can come to an understanding. Because this is a complete disaster. Because Nicki Minaj don't want her legacy to go down as the woman who was on top, who reigned for 10 years. But now, here she stands, or here she lays, as Kenny Petty husband who was accused of taking another woman's cookie without asking. Okay? Whew, child, that's the fool. I hope everything works out for both sides. I'm going to be honest with you. I hope Kenny get what he need, and I hope Jennifer get what she want, and I hope she gets some counseling. I really, really hope she gets some counseling. Because when you've been through something like this and you've held on to it for so many years, it caused a lot of internal damage. She said she had to move a lot of times. She was harassed. Goons are coming after her. Raccoons, the whole zoo. Everybody. I think Nicki Minaj's man's nickname is Zoo. Wait a minute. Not the zoo. So his nickname is Zoo. And the zoo is attacking her. It's just a mess all around. Oh, guys. Let's be sympathetic. Don't drag her. Don't do that. Let's not drag her. Listen, do critical thinking, and make your own sound judgment. But don't drag this woman, because I'm not doing that over here. I don't love nobody that much where I'm going to drag the next person for them, a celebrity. No, it's not that level for me. All right, guys, I just wanted to come to you real quick, and I just wanted to let you know that Kenny Petty is versus Jennifer Hough, and we hope everything works out good for both parties. That's my stance on it. Again, subscribe to the channel. I'm your girl, Grace. I'm your girl, Grace, and I just want to thank everyone who's taking the time out to come over here, listen to me, and hey, leave your comments, and most importantly, subscribe. Take care, guys, and bye, bunnies.